Okay, folks, it's about 7 o'clock. That means that we're going to be starting the 2018 Christmas parade in Brazil before long. There's our friend Edie and her family as they're on the curb waiting for the parade to begin. Edie's one of our staff members here at the Brazil Times. See, and there's my wife in the checkered coat, and she says she's plenty warm. So that's a good thing. A lot of folks across the street over here. I just noticed there was let me see if I can zoom in on that. There was a person who was, they put a blanket down across that grate right there. I'm not sure why. I'm thinking maybe if they had little children, they didn't want them to trip and fall. I'm not sure why. But at any rate, it's a good time. We're having fun here in Brazil, Indiana. It's the 2018 Christmas Parade along US 40 National Road in Brazil, Indiana. My name's Frank Phillips. I'm the editor of the Brazil Times. And we look forward to this parade every year. Now, the parade is going to be stepping off from the area near the courthouse. That is on the east end of Brazil, and walking to the west through the downtown area. I was talking to Fred Nevels this morning, and he said, well, that's kind of strange, and come to find out, apparently this is the only parade in Brazil that walks from east to west. Every other parade that we have in town, and there are several, always go the other direction from west to east. I'm thinking it's possibly because of the number of entries in the parade. There are 99 units in tonight's parade, which is absolutely marvelous for a town the size of Brazil. But 99 units are going to be in the parade tonight that you're going to see in this live broadcast. So it's not bad out. It's about 50 degrees. According to the information we have from the National Weather Service. The skies are, I believe they're probably cloudy, which is a good thing because that's holding the heat in, what heat there is. And we're expecting rain, but not until after 10 o'clock tonight. And the parade will long be over before that happens. So we think that there will be good weather for tonight's Christmas parade in downtown Brazil. We have several people watching with us right now. Mark Anderson, Ruth Ann Jeffries. Hi, Ruth Ann. She's on the Brazil Board of Public Works and Safety. Riley Silent Giant Decker is watching. That's what it says here. Jeannie Burris is watching. Hey, boss. We're going to wave at Jeannie. And we hope that she's having a great time. I know she can't be here in Brazil with us tonight, but we hope that she's having a fun time watching the parade. Somebody said rain now. I'm not sure what that means, but it's not raining where we are at any rate. Tom Llewellyn is watching, and so is Esther Acree. Nicole Bird is watching. She is our paginator, and she is the person who makes sure that we get the paper out every night, puts the pictures and everything together for the pages. Let's see here. Joanne Sturley's watching. And let's see here. We will go through the list a little further. Johnny Smith, Nathaniel Thrash, Brenda Singleton, Melissa Haviland, Mark Anderson, as we said. Lots of folks who are watching tonight live on Facebook with the Brazil Times. We're broadcasting live from the second floor of the Brazil Times building in downtown Brazil, Indiana. And there's some folks that are watching the parade. I think I hear the parade starting. Indeed we do. Indeed we see the parade. There's the first headlines of the first unit. Coming this way. You can hear the horns blowing, and that is just absolutely tremendous. Betty Brandon's here. Ronald Brown's watching as well. We'll put our camera out the window here so we can see a little better. There's the Chamber of Commerce sign, which tells you where we're located. We'll try to describe the units as they go by for you. As I said, we've got 99 of them in the parade tonight. So that's pretty spectacular, I think. First of all, we've got the Brazil City Police. That's their new car with a new wrap around it. That's a wrap that they bought to put on the cars, and apparently it works better than painting those cars. Next comes the Sheriff's Department. We can see him. He's waving at the kids as we watch him go by. He's got a Santa hat on, that deputy does. And here comes some state police officers. I understand Trooper Ames is in one of those cars, and he's waving at everybody, so we're glad to see him this evening as well. We started doing these broadcasts shortly after we moved to this building, which was a year ago last May. It's hard to believe we've been here almost a year and a half now. I guess it has been a year and a half. And more Indiana State Police vehicles that are driving down the road there. Look at that round. Can you see that round light on top of that one vehicle? I haven't seen those round lights before. Sign, if you couldn't see it, said, "Welcome to Christmas in the Park." Here comes a motorcycle crowd. I think it's the Christian motorcycle riders that are in the parade tonight. They usually do this parade. Christmas in the Park is celebrating their silver anniversary this year, 25 years of bringing a special Christmas blessing to the people of Clay County with the Christmas in the Park. And they are the ones that sponsor the parade that we have every year. Over 1,200 people watched our broadcast of the parade last year. That included the paid delay according to YouTube. Here comes the City of Brazil Fire Department. Chief Jake Bennett is undoubtedly around nearby. He may be driving tonight, I'm not quite sure. That's one of their ladder trucks. There's a rescue boat that the authorities have. And let's see here. Here comes another one of the fire trucks. I'm not sure I can tell which department that is. My guess is it might be Posey Township Fire Department. This is definitely Posey Fire Department's truck, and they got some folks walking along distributing candy. I think I see our friend Earl Hutchison that's out there distributing candy. Excuse me. This is Poland's fire truck. They've come all the way from Poland for tonight's festivities and for tonight's parade. A lot of festivities tonight. The Forest Park is going to be lit up tonight after tonight's parade, and Santa is going to be there in his house. Also, Mark Adamson is going to be firing off fireworks at about 8:45 this evening after the parade is over. This is the Dick Johnson Fire Department, and that's one of their trucks that they're driving in the parade tonight. Here comes a firefighter who I think is possibly distributing candy. I can't see what he's carrying in his hand. Could be his helmet, I'm just not sure. Oh, and here comes that famous dog that tells us always to be careful around fires and to drop and roll whenever there's smoke in the house. Get out of the house first of all, but if you can't, get down low, because that way you can kind of be more safe. Another fire truck coming along, and some firefighters. And those guys are distributing candy. I can see them throw it. Uh-oh, who's this? Star Ambulance. Star Ambulance is in the parade tonight. Look at that. They got a picture of Santa Claus on the side of their ambulance. So we're glad to see them. Me. I'm guessing that those kids are riding in a gurney for Star Ambulance. Looks that way anyway. Poor Boys Towing is next in line in the parade tonight. It's one of their trucks that they have decorated up with lights. Oh, look at this. It looks like a train almost that we have coming down the road here. How about that? Bunch of kids having a lot of fun riding in that contraption, I know. And again, this whole unit is Poor Boys Towing this evening. Here, well, look down here, you can see some of the kids grabbing candy, and some of the dads helping them get candy as well. Kids like to hear those horns go off. At least I always did when I was a kid. Environment. Hazmat recovery. Remediation. There's a semi. See if we can figure out who they're with. They may be the same outfit. It's really neat seeing these vehicles all lit up. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sure is. In fact, he's going to be at Forest Park on weekends. And there's the French Funeral Home Calliope. Always love to see that, and that beautiful Ford truck that Dr. French has had restored. Duke Energy. I understand Duke Energy is back in the parade. They haven't been doing this since Public Service Indiana was bought out, from what I understand. Look at those icicles that are coming down, virtual icicles with the lights. But anyway, Duke Energy is in the parade this year, and man, do they have their truck all decked out. Speaking of a truck decked out, look at this. They're just scooping into the big buckets with their little buckets and then throwing the candy out. And that's getting the kids excited. They love that. Here's another Duke Energy truck. I understand they have 3 trucks in the parade this year. Kind of neat. The adults are helping the kids get candy up off the street. Duke Energy, of course, based in Plainfield, just down the road. And I want to send out a shout out to Rick Berger, who works for Duke Energy, as well as being on the, I believe he's on the Vigo County Council as well. And Rick has just been a tremendous friend to all of Clay County over the years, especially to us here in the Brazil Times. Wallace Brothers, they're throwing out candy. Anyway, as I was saying, Duke Energy has donated tens of thousands of dollars to the local Clay County YMCA Youth Food Delivery Program. They've done so again this year. And that's going to help a lot of kids have a wonderful Merry Christmas. So we're thankful that Duke Energy does what they do every year. Once again, you're watching this broadcast live on Facebook. My name's Frank Phillips, and I'm the editor of the Brazil Times. We're broadcasting from the Brazil Times building, the second floor, high above National Avenue in Brazil. And we're happy to do this for, I think we've done it for every parade, or almost every parade, since we've been in this building, which has been about a year and a half now. There's one of the vendors selling something for the kids. We got a little break in the parade. You know, the units sometimes tend to get separated a little bit. That's what's going on here and now. But we'll look at the people. That's always a fun thing to do, is to watch the people along the parade route. Both sides of the street. They're lining both sides of the street. Now we're going to see pictures in tomorrow's edition of the Brazil Times, so you'll want to pick that up. Also, today we had our Christmas in the Park special section, and you'll definitely want to pick that up. and it has all kinds of information for you about Christmas in the Park 2018. There's Wallace Brothers. That's one of their big trucks. Have you seen how Wallace Brothers picks up the trash along the city streets? They've got an arm that comes up out of the truck and picks up those brown totes and swings them up. The lid falls open, dumps the contents into the back of the truck. It's really neat to watch. I was fascinated. I was following them one day and just watched that procedure. It's really neat. Here comes a John Deere. We love John Deeres, don't we? And this is Shopmeyer Ag Services that is in this John Deere unit tonight. Oh, how about this? How about this? That's some float. This just might be the biggest float we've seen so far in the parade this year. Got smoke coming out the top there. I think that's supposed to be a fireplace maybe. And there's one of those dogs warning us to be safe around fire, and he's passing out candy to the kids in the hopes that the kids will listen to him and be safe. Cloverleaf Healthcare from our friends in Knightsville. They're driving down. That's a bus they have that takes their residents all kinds of places. And I think there are probably a lot of residents packed inside that bus tonight. And riding along in the Christmas parade in Brazil, Indiana, along US 40 in Brazil. Another semi coming along. We'll have to see what's behind that dude. A lot of people riding on there, I know that. Yeah, they're waving at us. We'll wave back. How you doing? Great thing about a town like Brazil, Indiana. A lot of people know each other and everybody's friendly. Everybody's friendly. This is a great place to live. We hope that if you're from out of town that you'll come visit us. Come see us. Stop by the Brazil Times office. Ask for Frank. Say, Frank told me to stop by, and we'll be glad to say hi to you. Maybe even get you a cup of Jeannie's coffee. I don't know. Jeannie Burris makes really good coffee. She's on vacation this week. We're going to miss that coffee, Jeannie. If I know Jeannie, she's probably thinking, well, Frank, you know how to make coffee. So that might be. Here's a truck. It says ADS on the side. They got it decorated in green lights. It's a green truck. Everybody staying warm down there? Hey, you can't hear me. That truck's making too much noise. Somebody says, I used to live there. You'll have to come back and see us. A lot of things have changed. A lot of things have improved over the years. A lot of the things you loved are still here. So come back to Brazil. Come see us. We'd love to have you. There's another one of those semis that the kids love to see. And I think a lot of the adults love to see those semis as well. Oh boy, here you go. Go-kart riders. Only tonight they're not driving those go-karts. They are being towed. But they have those go-karts all decorated up. They look so sharp. Hey, how are you? Somebody else is doing what I'm doing, or they're getting pictures. I'm not sure which. They showed me their phone, their camera. That is a lot of go-karts. Wow. And here comes some, are those quarter midget racers? I don't know. If Kerry Fox was here, he could correct me on that. But anyway, they're some kind of race cars, I know. Here we go. I think these kids might be from Tony's dance studio, but I'm not sure. I don't see Tony out there with them, so it could have been one of the other dance studios. There we go, they're tumbling. You'll excuse me while I get up and dance a few minutes during the music. And they're moving on now. Who else we got? We got more people coming. As I said, in tonight's Christmas parade in downtown Brazil, we've got 99 units, according to the Christmas in the Park website. That's Brazil Shell. I want to say hi to Gary Basinger and his co-owners at the Brazil Shell. See if I can catch this little guy. That little guy in the green right in the center there. He was just dancing and having a big time here a second ago. Somebody's handing him a piece of candy now. There's Allen's Trash Service, and we want to give a shout out to those folks, especially little Maddie and Bridger. They come with their mom to the YMCA a lot of times, and they said they'd be in the Allen's truck tonight. So hi to Maddie and Bridger. Now that is one hot car. Look at that. I really like that. Santa, if you can fit it in my stocking, I wouldn't mind having that this year. Riddell National Bank, and they've got a new truck, and look at that thing glow. Wow. I think that's the president who is driving it. How about that? That's a beautiful truck, Steve. Santa can put that in my stocking too if it fits. You can just give me a new car lot if you want to, Santa. Dave Cogger's watching. Glad to see you here tonight, Dave. Gary Rickert. Gary says it's raining now where he is. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking maybe we're half done with this parade. I hope it holds off here, Gary. How about that? Ooh, that's a pretty float too. CYL All-Star State Champs. Good for them. Good for them. We're proud of you. Okay, somebody says it's raining at our house out on Miami, so I would imagine we will just barely get in tonight. Oh, here comes the Brazil Rotary Club, and they got snow blowing out of the top of their float. Look at that snow come down. I'm glad it's fake snow, guys. Boy, they did some work on that float this year. I'll bet Susan Thomas helped with that. There's Dairy Queen, Jason Thomas and the folks. Dairy Queen. I told Jason the other day that I'm one of his best customers. My waistline shows it. And American Family Insurance and Crowder, Lawn and Garden. A lot of people on that float. S&S Studio. Look at the dancers go. They're tumbling. Oh my goodness, look at them go. I'll tell you, this is just one of the reasons Brazil, Indiana is a great place to live. And if you're from somewhere else, and I know you can be watching us anywhere in the world or over the internet, hope you'll come see us. Hope you'll stop by and say, Frank, I watched the Christmas parade and I just had to come and see what it was all about in that wonderful community in which you live. Now, you know there's some smart kids when the adults are walking and the kids are riding, right? And they're all snuggled down. I bet they're warm in there, all keeping each other warm. Here comes some more dancers, some more tumblers. Yes, it is a beautiful sleigh. Somebody made that comment. You're right. I agree. That might be Gary Rickert that's making those comments that we've been repeating. I don't know if it's Gary or not. It doesn't say who is making them, but we can see them pop up on our screen anyway. Whee! Look at that. Wow. Wow. That's some spectacular flipping there. As I mentioned, Edie Burgess and her family are watching. Edie is one of our staff members. It'll be interesting to hear what she has to say about the parade come Monday. Oh, I like that. Look at the lights under that truck. Elvis music. Hey, if you like what you're seeing here tonight, go to our website, www.thebraziltimes.com, and you can see a lot more pictures and photo galleries and stories about the place that you can call home, Brazil, Indiana. Great place to live. I've already said that, but it's true. And let's see, who's this? McCoy. It's the folks at McCoy. I love that old tractor that's pulling them too. Sonny Burris is watching. Glad to see you're watching, Sonny. Hope you're enjoying the sunny weather wherever you are. Wally Hooker's watching. Hey, Wally. One of our favorite undertakers up the road. I don't know, 50, 100 miles north of here. But we're glad to see you're here tonight. After that little break, we're in downtown Brazil, Indiana. And this is the 2018 Christmas in the Park Parade. We're glad that you could join us. My name's Frank Phillips. I'm with the Brazil Times, and we're broadcasting live from one of the best places to live in the world, Brazil, Indiana. This is the Family Worship Center that we're seeing now. They've got that vehicle, and they're giving away candy and all kinds of things here. We're broadcasting this on Facebook Live. As I was saying earlier, we've got like 99 units in tonight's parade. That according to the Christmas in the Park folks. So a big parade tonight. We're keeping our fingers crossed and toes crossed and everything else crossed that we don't get rain. I guess it's out in Miami Gardens right now and headed this way, but it looks like we'll get it in. According to the National Weather Service, we're not supposed to get any rain until after 10 o'clock tonight. And the parade will certainly be over before then. There we go, 56 Chevy. Well, a small version of one anyway. That's the kind of golf cart to have, I'll tell you. Gary Rickard says it's raining where he is. Thank you, Gary. I don't know, the pavement looks a little wet here. Hey guys, is it raining? Is it raining? Hey! Trying to get their attention. They can't hear me. Here's a nice float too. Well, Gary Rickard says it's raining, and we trust Gary, so that's good. Jamie Joe Louder, our friend Jamie Joe is watching. So's Milo Miller. Glad to see Milo. Milo, did you see the Calliope from French Funeral Home? Emily Myers is watching. Milo works at French Funeral Homes, so I asked him that. But we always love to see that Calliope come down the road during the Christmas parade. I talked to Linda Ray, the head of the Christmas in the Park committee earlier today, and she said as long as there wasn't a downpour, the parade would be on. So I'm sure the parade's going to finish. There's a little guy that's so excited. I don't know if it's because he feels a few raindrops or because he knows Santa Claus is coming. Probably both. Yeah, somebody asked, is it safe for people to stand in the road? No, but we hope the parents, the other adults, will pull them back, keep them protected. Of course, some of that candy, let me show you, it's clear out in the middle of the road, in the middle of the lane, so people have to watch that when they're throwing out the candy as well. Excuse me. Hi, Teresa Taft. Glad to see you're watching tonight. I think there's some kids counting their candy before the game's over. I'm not sure. There's some kids, a child picking up candy. Big part of every parade is the candy that's thrown out and the kids get to pick up. A lot of fun, a lot of fun. Christmas is a great fun time, as well as a time to remember the birth of our Savior, Jesus Christ. And certainly He gives us a reason to rejoice, doesn't He? Hi, Kelly Stamper, Wendy Davis, Karen Ship. Here comes another unit in the parade. That looks like another beautiful float. Yeah, they are. Gary Rickert says, great kids. I agree. Oh, this is the Brazil Walmart float. Yeah. Not too many people on that float, but you know why, don't you? Yeah, they've got extra long hours for shopping. And that's where all their employees are, is at the store, I'm sure. Hi, Wendy Davis. Glad to see you today. That feller's got his arms full right there. Look at him. Precious cargo, I'm betting. Jackson Street. Wesleyan Church. Jackson Street Wesleyan Church is here. Linda Phillips just got back up. You can tell us, is it raining out there?
Yes, it's raining out there.
Gary, you were right. My wife confirms what you said. It's raining out there. No, Emily Myers, I don't think Launch Academy has already passed by. If they did, I did not see their sign. There's the Brazil Lions Club. And of course, their big thing has been collecting eyeglasses and hearing aids and distributing those to people who are in need. And they've done that for so many years and helped so many thousands, maybe millions of people who are now able to see because of the glasses that you donate. And coincidentally, the Brazil Times is where you can drop off those glasses and hearing aids. Be sure and come by Monday and drop those off. There's a Rotarian. I think he got separated from his crew. I'm not sure. Pat Kreider says hi. Look at that bunch. I'm trying to read who that is. Can you make that out, Linda? Okay. We're having a little trouble figuring out who those people are. That could very well be Launch Academy. I'm just not sure. Marshall Singleton's watching. Glad to have you join us tonight, Marshall. There are people waving. I'll wave back at them. There we go. Everybody's really waving at the internet, folks. New Elegance Salon and Spa. They have a decorated truck tonight. Yes, Gary. Gary Rickard says the Lions Club does a good job, and they sure do. They sure do. Robert Martin, Carolyn Davis is watching. I believe that's Carolyn Davis from up Frankfurt Way. our sister-in-law. Glad to see that you're watching tonight, Carol. Look at this. Look at this float. Boy, that just says Christmas, doesn't it? Gary said kids like me. Well, that's because I'm one of them. Here we go. Okay, Molly Shopmeyer says Launch Academy is toward the back by the horses. So before we see the horses, we'll see Launch Academy. Great, great preschool. And they have done a wonderful job. They just recently moved into the former church. And they just doing a tremendous job there with kids in the preschool. Pam Fisher runs that. I mean to tell you, she loves those kids with all her heart. Yes, that was a beautiful cross. Wendy Davis noticed that. Here's Stadler's Barber Shop going by now. And coming down the road, the Brazil Concert Band. All right. Matt Huber and a lot of the people are playing tonight. Looks like they've got an ensemble because I know their whole orchestra is a lot larger than that. Let's listen. Here's some kids with their four-legged friends. I love those dogs. Oh, we hope you get feeling better, Emily. She said she's under the weather, and certainly hope that you get better real soon. Eric Somhile's watching. Hi, Eric. Sorry I can't mention everybody, but I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people watching this broadcast live, and I know there'll be a lot more that watch it when we put it up on our website as well. Joe Moody. Hey, Joe. Glad you're here. Glory to the newborn King. Hey, how you doing? Merry Christmas. Just love these units that play Christmas music when they're going down the road. Roy and Shirley Jones are watching. Hey, Cheryl. Hope Roy's doing well. Terry Barr's watching. Hi, Terry. Stephanie Stedman. Terry, I don't know if you were watching at the time or not, but Duke Energy had 3 units in the parade tonight, and we were telling about how good they have been to the Clay Youth Food Delivery Program that's sponsored by the YMCA. And of course, so many people involved in that. Terry's one of them, and we appreciate all that they do to help make sure that the kids have plenty to eat, especially over Christmas vacation. Hey, Mark. Mark Anderson's here. Oh, I like this. St. John's United Church of Christ God keeps his promises, the banner says. Indeed he does. Indeed he does. Hey, Robin Ganley. Glad to see you're watching tonight as well. I know Robin is a big fan of the 5K at the YMCA. She says her family never misses it. I did it for the first time. And how did I do? Well, I completed it. How about that? That's all I'll say. Will be with me to the end. Beautiful church hymn. Wendy Davis points out it's a beautiful gingerbread house. I agree, Wendy, it really is. Here's Casey's General Store. Well, here's Martha Jean Billings. Hey, Martha, all the way up from Montgomery County. We're glad to have you with us tonight. Say hi to all our friends there if you would. Appreciate it. I'm going to wave at you. Hey, there you go. Did you see my wave? All right. I tell you, we got people from all over watching the parade tonight, and we'll watch it later when it's rebroadcast as well. Folk Construction is in the parade tonight. Always glad to see everybody that takes the time to decorate a unit and turns out for the Brazil Christmas Parade. If you're just joining us, we're broadcasting live from Brazil, Indiana, high atop the Brazil Times building. My name is Frank Phillips, and after this broadcast is over, we're going to be putting it up on our website, thebraziltimes.com, so you'll be able to see it later. I know last year the Christmas in the Park people put the video up on their website as well, so that was nice. We always like to make sure as many people get to see the parade as wants to see it. Beth Pilarski's watching. She's a former resident, and Maddie and Bridger's grandma. Well, that's great. Yeah, we really enjoy Maddie, and Maddie's at the Y more often than Bridger, but she's become one of our little buddies, and she's just as cute as a button, so it's been fun getting to know her. Johnny Smith is watching. This has to be one of the best Christmas parades around, and we're so happy to be able to celebrate Christmas because of Christmas in the Park. Well, that's not why we celebrate, but they sure help us to celebrate the birth of our Lord Jesus, and it's a wonderful thing. Hats off to Linda Ray and to her staff and all the volunteers at Christmas in the Park, Mark Adamson, and everybody that helps out with the various programs. Alicia Roma, she did the snowflake pageant for the first time this year. And of course, Tony Scalf was helping her by being one of the judges, and Tony did the pageant for so many years. So it takes so many people to do a great community service like we have here in Brazil, Indiana, and Clay County. Like I said earlier, come on by. Come by the Brazil Times office, ask for Frank. Tell them, hey, I was watching the parade on Facebook or on video, wherever you're watching it. And Frank said to stop by and say hi. Christmas tree. Something about a beautiful Christmas tree that is so great because it kind of calms you down and it's so beautiful. It just reminds you of the reason for the season. Love it. That's right, Gary. Only in Brazil to get it done. Great parade. I agree with you, Gary Rickert. 100%. Narcotics Anonymous. And of course, that's a necessary organization. We wish it weren't, but they help a lot of people who get stuck on drugs and can't get off by themselves. This is the Church of the Nazarene Bus. And they're just down the street here in Brazil, Indiana, right on US 40. Got a new electric sign. Looks really nice. I think that's been up maybe a year now, year and a half, something like that. .500 Automotive. They have a float or a unit in the parade tonight. .500 Automotive. I made the mistake one year of asking somebody to throw candy up here through our window, and they didn't quite get the window, and I thought we were going to have a shattered window, but I learned my lesson. I don't ask them to throw candy at me no more. Boy, I hear some more motorcycles coming. Still haven't seen Launch Academy, Emily Myers. Oh no, those are the little go-karts. Wow, look at that thing go. See if there's some more coming. It sounds like there might be. Another beautiful float anyway. Well, according to my phone, it's just about 8 o'clock. I told you we had 99 units in the parade, and the parade is still going, and we've been up here broadcasting for an hour. There's a taxidermist, Whitetail Impressions Taxidermy. Preserve those beautiful, beautiful animals. Cheryl McKinney's watching. Hi, Cheryl. I think this is so neat that we have the interaction with the people that are watching. And I appreciate your comments so much. Emily's talking about the Launch Academy float. She says, I'm sure it's going to be beautiful. Some of our parents put it together. Yes, you do. You have some wonderful parents that are there. Sun Factory. Get a tan. Some people I know go to Florida to get their tan, though. Isn't that right, folks? You know who I'm talking about. Gary Nesty's watching. Hi, Doctor. Glad to see you tonight. There's Mountain Dew. Wendy Davis is watching from Indianapolis. I did not know that. Oh, Gary Rickard's son is driving that truck. You must mean this one, the Mountain Dew truck? Hey, that's live music.
You better not cry, you better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Dreaming of a white farmhouse Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Kids get into a parade. You know what? So do I. So do I. U.S. Lawns. They're coming down the road next. That might be optimism. I don't know if we're going to need to mow our yard anymore this year or not. Probably not. Probably not. I'm not sure exactly how this works. Can you all see what everybody else is writing? Somebody let me know. I keep repeating what I'm reading here. I don't know if you can all see what each other says or not. Yes, it is. Victoria Hill says it's a great turnout tonight. Oh, here comes a big tractor. We're glad you're watching it, Martha. We really are. Oh, great. You can see comments. Well, I don't need to repeat them then. Okay, Emily, you're going to have to tell us when your float comes by with the Launch Academy in it. Aaron's Firewood. I don't know about mowing grass, but we're going to need firewood this winter, I bet you. And they deliver. Well, thank you, Emily. You're very kind. Yes, wonderful to see the town support. And I love to see those puppies out there walking with their masters. Clay County Humane Society. Well, naturally, they would have all the dogs with them. And they do a tremendous job out there, I'll tell you. They wonderful people at the Humane Society, the Humane Shelter, and all that they accomplish. And I've been out there many times. Their animals are well treated. Aren't we having a great time watching this parade? I'm just having a ball. Here they are, Emily. Here's the Launch Academy. Get ready, Emily. Look at that radio flyer. Let's see if we can get them to wave at us, Emily. Hey, guys! Woo! There we go. We got some people waving. It is beautiful. Beautiful float. Linda, we got people watching from Frankfurt, from Waynetown, from Indianapolis. I don't know who else is watching. From all over. Linda I'm talking to is my wife, by the way. Right? No. Okay. I'd let them see you, but the lights aren't on in the building. I'm afraid they wouldn't be able to see you too well. What's that? She says it's okay. Oh, look at this stagecoach. Santa's riding on the stagecoach. Looks like Mrs. Claus is riding shotgun. Hey, Santa! Woo! Santa Claus is not only coming to town, he's here. Got the horses behind him. Well, they're not reindeer, but that's okay. Victoria Hill says horses with about half a dozen exclamation marks. What's that? Is that it? Gracie Guesswine is here. Hi, Gracie. Yeah, I think this might be wrapping it up. But don't forget, if you're in town, Mark Adamson's going to have that great fireworks show about 8:45. So be sure and watch for that. Yep, the truck says road closed ahead. So I think that's just going to wrap it up. And it's going to wrap up our broadcast tonight, too. Remember, we plan to have this on video at thebraziltimes.com. on YouTube, and probably some other places as well. But thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Frank Phillips at the Brazil Times. We wish you and yours the very merriest of Christmases. It's certainly getting off to a wonderful, wonderful start. Bye-bye, everybody.